My name Belief. This is Yvette. Married 13 years. Live in California. We got four kids. Relationship. So you only got one part to stay on beat. Don't. You got.
Hello, my name is Mrs. Melanin.
And I'm Belief Mel.
And we're here with episode 188 of
How Married Are You?
I have something to say, though, really quick. People gave suggestions. Did you see the comment section?
Yes, she said take out the we.
Yeah, but there was more. Other people had other variations to try out. So I think over the next couple of episodes, you should try to...
I don't even know that. I only heard the one. Okay.
There was a couple of people that were like, I think you should just... Yeah. Or, yeah.
I don't know what da-da-da means, so I need you to tell me what it is.
They made suggestions.
Okay.
But I don't remember what they were. There was like 3.
There was 3?
At least 3. Okay, I'm going to start over. Sorry, y'all. Hello, my name is Mrs. Melanin.
And I'm Belief Mel.
And we're here with episode 188 of
How Married Are You? Okay, my name Belief. This is Yvette. We married 13. Oh, so they said don't say we? Okay, hold on. My name Belief. This is Yvette. Married 13 years. Live in California. We got 4 kids. Relationship. So you only got one part to stay on beat. Don't. You got. My name Belief. This is Yvette. Married 13 years. California. Got 4 kids. Relationship scary. Is very necessary. We share our love our struggles. We ask how married are you? Every Tuesday and Thursday, shawty. If you're listening, you're in the wedding party. It's okay if you want to put your hands up. You got the questions, we got the answers.
It's chocolate baby story time.
Chocolate baby story time. It's chocolate
baby story time.
1, 2, 3, and... Sorry about that.
It's chocolate baby story time.
All right, so today we're driving in the car, and I'm like... Guys, we got to start thinking about our Halloween costumes because I feel like it always sneaks up on us and we're trying to last minute find things, whatnot, and so forth. Anaya is already ready. She knows what she wants to be. She wants to be Peaches from Mario. And I was like, OMG, we should all be like a character from Mario and do like a family theme. Uzi automatically chimes in, I want to be the mushroom. I was like, oh my goodness, Uzi, that would be so cute. Yes. I'm like, Theo and Ryan, you guys could be Mario and Luigi. And then I was thinking you could be like the green guy with the little spikes on his back.
Bowser.
And then I could be something. I don't know yet. And Theo and Raya were the biggest party poopers I have ever met. I was like, how dare you guys not want to be a part of our family costumes? But they were like, no, absolutely not. Both of them. They were so, and I was like, okay, so then what is your plan? What do you want to be for Halloween? I don't know yet. I'm like, y'all, we just decided this is what it is. And they were like, nah. So I just want you to know that your kids are too cool for us.
You understand something like they don't got a choice.
You don't think they have a choice? Oh,
look.
I don't know.
Let me tell you something. We could have 2, depending on the funds, we can have 2 different costumes. We can have a family costume and then a costume they wear to go out with their non-existent friends. Okay? Because nobody's going to see you on Halloween.
Well, we have our annual costume party, so I would really like to wear like the family costume on our annual costume party, but I know that's when they really want to be their individual selves.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to do.
Look, they can go up and change, but for part of it, they're going to be whoever we want them to be.
Oof.
Yeah, so you got that mom guilt thing. It's leaking over into...
No, it's not mom guilt. It's like letting them express themselves and their individuality.
Oh my gosh, when they don't wear deodorant, they express themselves. When they don't brush their teeth and don't comb their hair, they're expressing themselves. They have so much freedom. When they go to church wearing basketball shorts, that's expressing themselves.
So I let them
When Raya pops the collar on his collared shirt when he goes to on-campus school, he's expressing himself.
Oh my goodness.
But for Halloween, we gonna do a family costume because if I gotta dress up, I'm not dressing up for nothing.
Well, I was thinking the 4 of us would still be cute. You and me, you could be Luigi and I could be Mario.
No, we gonna all dress up and people going. No, here's the thing. freaking the kids came in here today and they told me that I was supposed to be Luigi. Right? And so you're going to be Mario?
I was thinking that.
Uzi said it's going to be Bowser. That's what he told me.
Oh, he told you Bowser?
Yeah.
Initially, he said the mushroom.
Now,
Is there a mushroom character?
If they,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell them they can either be Luigi or Mario, or they got to be the mushroom and Donkey Kong. Okay?
That would be hilarious.
Yeah. Because I don't mind being either of those. But I'm just saying, like, we need to do this as a family because it's our thing. We're doing it.
I think it would be so cute.
Okay, well, then it's cute, and we're doing it for you, and I'm going to make them do it.
Okay, so then we are going to let them get another costume.
Yeah. Maybe they'll pay for it.
Maybe they
themselves.
pay for it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, geez.
You're the one that prolonged that conversation.
No, that was good.
It's hot.
Yeah, I know, because y'all was cold earlier. So how it works here, dang it. I'll tell you guys in a second. Okay, so my chocolate baby story time is, man, I was sitting there cutting hair this week, and you were gone out of town, and I'm trying to
came
get
back
a
the day you
comb.
got hair.
Yeah. I was trying to comb through these boys' hair, and the comb wasn't going through. And I said, and they're starting to cry and all that, and they're like, oh, you need a... I'm like, look, bro, you have access to your hair all the time. I only have access to it when I'm doing it. So cut your hair and like comb your hair. And I just got so irritated. I made a mistake.
Oh, that's what happened?
I ended up cutting more, like, because what happens is if the clipper doesn't go through the hair, it just kind of gets stuck. And so it like kind of cut a patch of Theo's hair off. And I was just like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of y'all not combing your hair. It is what it is. I'm just going to cut it off. And Theo starts crying.
Oh, because he really did like his hair longer.
He liked his hair longer. And I just was like, nope. And I just cut it all off. And then Ryan, the same thing. I told Ryan to comb his hair. He did a terrible job. You know, it's all types of twigs and animals and insects inside of it. So I was just like, you know what? I'm cutting all this off. So I gave the boys 2 fresh haircuts, and they both cried a little bit, but it's all good.
I think they look good.
They look amazing.
Yeah, I think it might be a good idea to just keep it low like that. I think I want to teach Raya how to like get his curl pattern to pop a little bit because I feel like he would enjoy that.
Yeah, I think so too because he's a little bit more focused on the way he looks. Yeah. All right, and welcome Black. Yo, we are so excited. We have some amazing things coming up. We have some great things coming up. We just came out of a great season where we saw how much you loved investing in our community by coming to How Made Are You Live and signing up for the e-course. Premarital Advantage is also available for you if you are in a season where you're like, man, I really want to change a lot or learn a lot about myself, ask better questions about relationships. The Premarital Advantage is for you. It is a supplement with premarital counseling. It is also something that you can just kind of get prepared for if you want to be
a supplement to premarital counseling that you get on your own.
Yeah, and so
I just don't, because you said with, but I want to say it's to, right? I don't know.
all right, sure, whatever. And so it's that, and then just watch it. It's $250. Buy it. It's really good. We put a lot of time and energy
We
into
sure
it.
did.
And I think the people who
I
have
was
watched
sick
it,
when we recorded that, y'all.
very valuable. But go ahead. Yvette's going to read this email, and I'm going to take a puff of my inhaler because I don't know what's going on my throat.
Me and my husband have been married for 8 years this November. We have a 4-year-old and a 2.5-year-old. We live at least an hour and a half from any family, so we don't have help with the kids. If we have a babysitter, we pay a cousin of mine that is in college 30 minutes away. The issue is today my best friend who lives 12 minutes away. Did I read this already? Or is it sounding familiar because I already read it? Okay. The issue is today my best friend who lives 12 minutes away and is a single mom have a childcare issue, and I offered to watch her 5-year-old son. I knew 2 days in advance, told my husband, and adjusted my work schedule to help and kept the kids out of daycare so they can play with him too. 5 minutes before they show up, my husband is complaining how I shouldn't be doing this, that no one helps us. My mother still works and my father has lung cancer. His mother, brother, and sister don't work and live 3 hours away but haven't visited in a year. My family, on the other hand, gives lotion toilet paper, paper towels, words of encouragement, and money regularly. This has come up before when I've tried to help my friend, which is extremely infrequent. This may be the third time this year that I should be helping her because then I'll be tired. I'm sorry. This will be the third time this year that I should be helping her because then I'll be tired and it takes time and energy from him, which just sounds selfish to me. This friend kept our son for us while we went to the hospital to have our daughter. Because he was exposed to COVID and couldn't stay with my parents because of my dad's compromised immune system. I feel disrespected because I told him how much helping her means to me, and he know how much for friendship means to me. We have been friends for 11 years. Also, he could have aired this concern 2 days ago when I first told him. Am I missing something here? Am I not being understanding?
Yeah. It sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like you and me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, I just have nothing to say because I'm right there with her. Like, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
So
I don't think it's a big
you
deal.
should chime. What? You don't think it's a big deal?
I think it's the difference between you and her.
What's okay? How do you know? You don't even know this woman. You just read an email from her.
Okay.
What's the difference?
I think that when I listen to you and you make decisions like this, it's also from a place of you're doing it from a people-pleasing place, where it's kind of like, if I say no to them, then they're not going to love me type thing. That's how I feel. And I'm just like, you don't have to make decisions like that. Sorry, go ahead.
What the heck is going on with you?
My throat, I don't know.
It's not, I don't know if it's so much like people pleasing for lack of love. I think it's more so that I know these people would do this for me, so why can't I do it for them?
Yeah, but
It's not a huge inconvenience. I can make it happen. Sometimes it is inconvenient and I have to like rework some things, but I still would like to show up for them like they would show up for me.
yeah, I think that sometimes I hear that, and with our situation, well, I'm gonna just speak to their situation
Okay.
first. I think he obviously is wrong
Why do you say it's obvious?
because I understand where he's coming from, but I understand that he's wrong because he doesn't understand how much of a gift it is to be a blessing, and provide a need for someone and how that serves the overall community. Mm-hmm. He is coming from a place of lack, and it's like poverty mentality where he has like a closed hand, and he's like, well, if I keep my hand closed, no one can take anything from me. And he's trying to keep all that he has, and he's looking for an opportunity to be blessed more than to be a blessing, I think. So I think that, I think in the past I have recognized my inability to see how fortunate it is to just be giving. Mm-hmm. And I've been a beneficiary of people who are giving, right? I've benefited off of giving spirits. Mm-hmm. And I think that sometimes you may think like, oh, I don't give to this person. I give to this person because they give to me. But it's really, if you're just giving, eventually you'll get it. But sometimes you think because you're in such a lacking position that you're like, yo, I need help now. People should be helping me now. But you don't know that you may reap that later on down the road.
I need help now. People should be helping me now.
Like, so they're in the same situation. Like, okay, so I'm gonna take it back from their situation to mine.
Okay.
So I've noticed that I feel like sometimes when you say yes from a place of like, well, if I say no, then it means this. But you really need to say no. Like you really should say no, because what it means is that your entire week is going to be screwed up. Or your week, like you have stuff to do and someone's asking you to do something and you should say no, right? And I'm like, I'll say no for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out how to bring up this example without like exposing anything.
The interesting thing about what you just said is that when I say, I think like to like flip what you said earlier, when I say no to people, I feel like I'm saying to them, I don't love you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a matter of anything like love for me. It's more like, why would you say no if you love this person? You know what I mean? But I do believe that it is one of those things where I don't consider the full picture. I just consider the moment. And sometimes even if I'm not doing anything, that is an investment or a deposit to myself to set me up for future success in the things when I am doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I do not, that is something.
I would say someone might be like, yo, can you help me move? And I'll be like, absolutely not.
You do that.
I would rather give you money to help someone else pay. I'll pay for someone else to help you move. I don't want to help you move because I don't like it. But people have helped me move like nobody's business. It's a tragic example.
Gosh.
I am embarrassed.
Why are you embarrassed?
That is my, like, people have helped me move. I know how important it is to help people move. Why can't I just help somebody move? And I'm just kind of like, well, they're asking me to be tired for the rest of the day.
Okay.
They're asking for my time. Mm-hmm. And then I have to be like, is this person really prepared? But I've been the person that wasn't prepared to move, and people have helped me move. Mm-hmm. So it's just helping somebody out. But I'd rather be like, yo, how about this? I give you $250 and you get somebody else to do it. Mm-hmm. You get 3 people to do it. That's a good time to me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I would say that we've been in a situation where someone's kind of like, yo, how can I say this?
I don't know. What example
Can I give you? Can I tell you?
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell me it's okay?
Mm-hmm. It's, as long as Brandon doesn't like cut this part out.
Okay, you can't use this as an example. So this is
as
not a
a
clip.
clip.
Okay, so someone once asked if they could, they can borrow our recliner for a month because, did you just burp? Mm-mm. Oh, because their parent had a cosmetic surgery and they needed a lazy boy. And I was like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just caught me so off guard that at first I was like, yes, actually. I was like, oh, they need it, but for what? And then I found out why, and I was like, absolutely not. But Yvette was kind of like, they would probably do it for me.
Did I? Was I?
I think you considered it.
I considered it for a minute, but I don't know if
I'm like, yo, we got.
For a minute.
You know, we have a sofa and a lazy boy. It's already 4 or 5 of us.
It was 4 of us at the time.
4 of us. So that's, we got 3 seats and 4 butts. Okay, so we're already lacking. Why are you gonna take another seat for one of our butts? That's what I was thinking. You know what I'm saying? But I am someone who is like, I'm holding on, right? Because I don't want to let anything go. And this is past me. I don't feel like I'm much like this now. But I am very protective over Yvette because Yvette is not protective over herself. And she's also, if I can say this about you, and please stick up for yourself.
I will.
Okay. So I would say that Yvette will say yes, not really counting the cost. And then I'll be like, and I'll be like, yeah, I wouldn't have said yes to that. But then sometimes she's thinking, Glenn will be here to help me say yes to this.
That's true.
And I'm like, I didn't say yes to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so if
I consider that I have reinforcements.
Mm-hmm. So I remember one time I was like, look, man, I don't like you were like, hey, we're gonna watch these kids. And I was like, okay, cool, you gonna watch these kids? Cool. And you were like, yeah. But don't go nowhere on Friday night. And then I was like, all right, cool. So
Which you wouldn't go anywhere. You'd always be home.
I would be home, but for this, I was like,
You will
as a
make
matter of
up
fact,
a
I left
reason
my
to-
phone at the office. I left my phone at the office. And then Yvette was like, I was like, oh, I got to go back to the office to get my phone.
I was like, no, you don't.
Called Brandon, had Brandon come get my phone.
Because it's on his way home.
Because it wasn't on his way home, actually.
It's a small detour.
Yeah. And Brandon brought the phone to the office because you
house.
Because you didn't want me to leave so I could be reinforcements for you. And so I'm like, I just want you. It's not that I don't want to be a blessing to people, but I'm also kind of like, hey, my patience isn't as. I'm very strict. When I'm strict, right?
When it comes to your time and how you spend it, most definitely.
Yeah. But like when other people's kids are at my house, I'm like, no nonsense. I'm very much like, hey, don't be trying to act brand new over here, Uriah and Theo. Y'all know what it is.
Yeah.
And this is like similar to like when there was a time, I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast, but it was a time when we watched somebody's kid and they ended up like stopping up the toilet. And I was so angry. And this is something that happens.
It just happens.
We just heard about the story where on the Delta flight
Oh, God.
to where's it, Bermuda or something?
Barcelona.
There was a person going from Atlanta to Barcelona and they had diarrhea on the flight so bad that it was poop throughout the entire aisle. They had to turn the airplane around and they told air traffic control, this is a biohazard. This toilet was like this.
Yeah. It was bad.
It was so bad.
And how many days was it like that until I finally was like, I need a plumber?
Yeah, it was probably like a week.
Was it a whole week?
Yeah, it was like a whole.
OMG.
It was a whole week. So what happened was I woke up. I got home and Yvette was like,
No, this is what happened.
okay.
So it was a day that the cleaners were coming, first of all.
Yeah.
So on days the cleaners come, I leave the house with the kids. Me and the kids, we go find something to do. The cleaner, I'm leaving. I actually came back inside to grab something right quick. And the cleaner is like, hey, the toilet, I flushed it, but it doesn't seem like it's whatever. And I was like, oh, shoot. So I go in there and I just start plunging. Usually I let Glenn plunge the toilet. But that day I went in there and I start plunging. And it's so bad. I'm getting like splashes up on my arms. I am disgusted. It is not budging. It is the most ridiculous thing I have ever experienced. And it was even worse because it wasn't my children's DNA. It was somebody else's child. And I was like, this is just, I don't know.
And that child is so cute. They're walking around the house like, hi.
This is somebody else's child's diarrhea. And I was just like, oh gosh. I was like, and I told the cleaners, I was like, don't worry about it. Glenn comes home. I tell him, he comes home that evening. I tell him what has happened, and he's like, I'm not plunging it.
I said, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I didn't sign up for this.
To plunge the toilet. And I was like, babe, I assure you, I put like a lot of strength into that. And I had been working out at boot camp already. Consistently, I got some muscles going on.
Time out.
What?
This is a normal thing. If there's
yes.
If there's a stubborn toilet situation, she's like, I don't even know if you try.
I do.
You always try? Okay. She don't.
I mean, if you're home,
it's my problem, right? So
yeah,
I'm
but
used
if
to.
It's just me. I will try.
I'm used to like the toilet stopped up, somebody pooped, or it's like thousands of pieces of toilet paper in there. Go figure it out, Glenn.
Yeah.
I'm used to that. So I'm like, no, you need to try harder. That's what
Yeah.
I was saying. I wasn't saying like I refuse to do it, but I was like, no, it's your problem. You signed up for this. And the thing is, it's not that it's somebody else's kid. It's usually I know at the last minute that somebody else's kid is coming over. And it's like
Is it last minute?
This was last minute.
Okay, you're right.
Okay.
That one was.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, cool. So then it happens, and now Yvette's like, well, I tried. I'm trying to tell you I tried. And then I wake up the next morning, and I'm like, what in the heck is that smell? What's going on? I'm walking around, going up to Raya, open underarms, man. I'm sniffing butts. Like, I'm like, what is going on in here? I walk in the bathroom and I was like, oh my gosh.
It's bad.
And then Yvette was like, I told you. So then I'm like, ugh. And I put it off for like another hour or something like that. And then I'm like, okay, I got to do this. And I start plunging and I'm cursing. And
But the thing
it
about,
is splashing
can
up
we just talk?
on my legs, on my forearm, on my wrist,
Wait a minute, though.
It's-
Wait, stop.
on the walls. And I'm skalunk, skalunk, skalunk. And I'm just mad.
Yes.
I'm livid. I am the meanest I've
Wait,
ever been.
Stop. I need to add context to this because Glenn is bad, y'all. When Glenn is like frustrated, he doesn't like, I don't feel like he thinks
I'm not careful.
logically. He's not like, he's just like, well, versus me, like I'm using the plunger the way it's supposed to be used in an aggressive manner, but I'm not whipping it up and letting stuff splash all over the walls and windows and shower and stuff. Glenn, because he's upset, he's just breaking stuff. You didn't break anything.
I didn't break
but
anything.
You were just really ridiculous.
Okay, I wouldn't say that I have a standard anger problem. I wouldn't say that because I think how you're describing it, it's like I threw a fit. It wasn't a fit. It wasn't a fit of rage. I didn't no, don't do that because we know when people have fits of rage and things end up broken, and I'm not that guy.
Okay, so Glenn doesn't have an anger.
There she goes. She's had to stop herself because of the Holy Spirit.
No, I'm gonna say you don't have an anger problem. You have a frustration meter that is off the charts.
Mm-hmm.
So like you get frustrated by something and it is like extreme.
I don't ever like
the refrigerator doesn't close all the way. You're like, I'm gonna throw this refrigerator out into the trash can.
No.
That's an exaggeration.
No.
But come on now.
Okay, if I'm
Recently you just did something. You called yourself out. What was it? I can't remember. Help me.
I don't know what you're talking about. It didn't happen.
You lied.
So
You
like
didn't.
if something's on the floor that shouldn't be on the floor and I step on it, I'm like, is this valuable to you? Keep it off the floor. If it happens a couple more times, it's trash. Straight up.
Sometimes, depending on how hurt you get.
Yeah, if I'm really hurt, it's in the trash immediately. It's in the trash.
It's gone.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah.
But like, I'm like, yo, I shouldn't have stepped on this. Okay.
Like every day he gets into bed, he hits his knee on.
No, I hit my toe. Yeah, I hit my toe on the laundry thing.
Oh, the laundry thing? No,
Yeah.
I was talking about you can't even get.
Yeah. So I get frustrated because it's not enough space or something like that. So anyway, I got really frustrated with this thing, and I'm like, I shouldn't be dealing with this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I start to recount, I didn't even approve this. This wasn't even in agreement. As a matter of fact, you got a communication problem. So I'm okay with people giving to people as long as we can talk about it. And let's count the cost. What is it going to require us to do? How often are we going to have to do this? You want to give it to this? Absolutely. Now, how do we make sure that they're going to be in a system that this doesn't happen again? You know what I'm saying? Like if we're going to help people, how can we give them more than just what they need? I'm thinking like that. Are you going to go to therapy? Because that's what you really need. You don't need this. You need therapy. You know what I'm saying? That's mine. Don't take it. Okay? That's what I'm thinking in my head.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. I don't want to just solve someone's problems. I want to be a part of their solution. Okay? So I'm thinking like, look, yeah, of course we can do this, we can do that. But like, this is a community. We can ask for those same things as well. But sometimes Yvette will put way more on her plate than she can handle. And it just is what it is. Like, I do think that, like this month, Yvette has a lot going on. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, and I got to walk 100 miles. So on top of everything else, school starting, content got to be done. How married are you? Right? All these other things. She's put the extra pressure on herself to keep up with the boot camp challenge of doing 100 miles.
Which actually last night it was helpful for me.
Yeah, that was great for you. You know what I'm saying?
So I think that is a good thing. Like those types of challenges are healthy.
It's so good. But then if this month someone's kind of like, yo, I just really can you just, do this, teach my kids along with your kids? You know what I'm saying? Like those type of things are like, hey, like let's reel it back and let's think about what we're saying yes to,
I think I've
gotten way better.
Yeah, slowly but surely, I think I've gotten better. And I actually had a conversation with Tico the other day, and I was thinking, in that conversation, I was kind of thinking along the lines of, I hate to quote it, I'm not even going to say his name, but live like no one else so you can live like no one else type thing. Because I feel like some of my friends have a little bit more like currency of time than I do. And so sometimes it's easier for them to be spontaneous with the kids and get together and do things. And I've experienced not even so much FOMO for myself. Maybe there is an element of that, but FOMO for the kids being able to be a part of it because I can't get them to whatever it is that's happening. And I was realizing that like sometimes I overextend myself to show up at said things, and that puts me behind in other areas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so right now it's like one of those situations where I can't be like everyone else because I got other things going on, but hopefully these other things are going to give me freedom of time or the currency of time in the future.
Yeah.
To where I'm freed up a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I'm hoping is like, okay, when we say yes to something, for me, it's like I like to just communicate with you and be like, okay, what are we saying yes to exactly? I like to have all the information before I make a decision. You know what I mean? And some people are just kind of like, yeah, of course. And whatever that means. This is what family does. This is what friends do. And I'm kind of like, is it? You know what I'm saying? I don't know that. But I also I didn't grow up in the village. So this is a place where I'm like, you should lead here. But at the same time, I might throw a couple fits a year, a quarter. You know what I'm saying? During this process. Because I don't share very well. You know what I mean? I think I'm getting better, but like, we're in a season where like, yo, I know my time is just not going to be valuable helping you move. I just know that.
Yeah. And I think one of the things you're expressing is that possibly this woman's husband, he wants more of her for himself than for her to extend herself to other people.
I would say that was a definite issue and something I was trying to communicate early on with us.
Yes.
Where it's like, how are you so giving to other people and I need you?
Yeah.
You
it's
know?
that conversation about leftovers.
Right. And I don't even feel comfortable asking you for anything because I know what's on your plate. So when I find out you're willing to give it away just because someone asked you and you like, oh, they'll do for us. Well, you know what I do for you?
Well, then why don't you ask? I mean, because closed mouths don't get fed. So I don't think that's necessarily like a me issue as much as it is a you issue.
You're right. It is a me issue, but you have the same issue. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I can call you out. You don't need to call me out.
Well, I think that, like, in situations where, in this person's situation, like, he just has to understand that this is a village thing, and women make the village, right? Men are part of the village, but women make the village, right? That's what I believe. Now, I mean, you may be a part of a community where most of the guys grew up together and they've been friends since college, and then all the wives clicked up and they're all cool. But I don't know if that's normal. You know what I'm saying? It's normal, of course, but I haven't seen that a lot. Usually what happens is it's the women that get together and connect and all this other stuff. And so sometimes, like, even with, a friend of mine who'll be like, yo, I heard y'all was together and I didn't get an invite. And I'm like, well, I didn't invite anybody either. You know what I'm saying? Like, my wife got in touch with her friends and they came. And that's why we were together, And so, maybe this isn't the right community, a clique or village for you. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's what I think. But I think when women are caring for each other in a specific way, I didn't recognize that you helping somebody out in the way that you're helping them out is not a really big lift for you. You know, it's an additional weight, but it's not a big lift. And
That's a really interesting point.
yeah. And so for me, it would be humongous. You know what I mean? Like I remember when you went out of town and you went to, you got to leave. Are they here?
Not yet.
I remember when you went out of town and you were like, yeah, throw the Halloween party, do the Halloween party. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not having them people, oh, well, it's something like our kids do it every year and I really want them to, well, that's your problem. You're leaving. You don't get to tell me what to do. Like, that's how I felt, you know. But I think that he just needs to recognize that, like, one, he's validated in his feelings, right? But there's more underlying things he's not communicating that's a part of the problem.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a blessing. It's good for your wife to be a blessing to other people. It helps her feel more valuable and good in her for herself, and especially if someone's in a dire situation like that. Yeah. How married are you? Them leftovers were good the other day. That wrap you brought home.
I'm so married that I let Glenn have my leftovers the other night. I was looking forward to eating those.
The wrap?
I know how married I am. I'm so married. I'm so married that before I left for Atlanta, I got you some drinks and put them in the refrigerator.
Those were for me?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you drank them. What do you mean those were free?
Yeah, I was like, well, why would she do? Yeah. I did drink them. That was very nice of you.
Did I get you 5-hour energy drinks too? I can't remember.
You did got me a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. I appreciate that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was trying to save them for you.
That's so funny. No.
Yeah.
There was only 2 when I got back.
I was trying to save them for you. I was trying.
That's good. How married are you, my love?
This morning I woke up and helped you straighten up. Well, last night you were like, I'm just going to tell the cleaners to skip our room again. And this morning I woke up and was helping straighten up all the stuff so that the cleaners could come in and clean our room. And they were able to, right?
I haven't seen it yet, but hopefully they dusted and stuff. That's the main thing that needed to be done.
Yeah.
And
that's just how married we are.